Welcome back to Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. My name is Crow, and today we're going to do something a little bit different, something I'm not usually used to doing. I love this new faction, the Halloween faction with all their crazy awesome units, but I don't know how strong they are in comparison to other factions. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to take the Halloween faction and make them fight every other faction to see which one is strongest. Now, in a future video, I have a couple things I want to test. I want to see what happens when you use cheerleaders to power up the spooky units. I also want to see what happens when you possess the spooky units and fight with them. But for the time being, we're going to do the faction wars. So let's start with this faction over here. We're going to grab our skeleton faction. I want to do some skeleton warriors here in the front. And the goal is to have equal points value in fights. So some Candleheads. I want to put some Candleheads over here. We're going to do a little more interesting with the fights, right? Maybe some Candleheads over here like that. And then put some vampires back here behind the Candleheads. Just like that. Pumpkin catapults. Boom. Boom. We're going to have some fun with those. And then we're going to have some sword casters right here. 1, 2, 3 sword casters. And maybe a sword caster over here and a sword caster over here. And then the Reaper. A single Reaper here in the back. This is 18,460 points. The first opponent is going to be the tribal faction, and we're going to start with the clubbers here in the back. I'll do a row of clubbers here and then some protectors right here in the front. Spear throwers are going to be the ranged units just like that, and stoners are also ranged units. So we're going to put some stoners over here on the stairwell, some stoners over here on the stairwell. The bone mages are very powerful, so we're definitely going to make use of these guys over here, and we need to really put some units down because the points on these is not very good. Chieftains, they don't have a catapult-like unit, so we're going to put some chieftains back here. We'll put some chieftains back here, and then some more right here. The mammoth, big old mammoth. Now we're 6,000 points or so behind, so we need to continue to step up the unit production. So these units, this tribal faction is going to outnumber the enemy faction pretty heavily. How about some protectors here along the front and another row of spear throwers here? We're still not nearly close to this faction. So how about some chieftains? Couple more skeleton warriors in here. Boom. We are 10 points different. 18,760 versus 18,770. This is going to be our first fight. We have quite the interesting battle here. Can't wait to see who's going to win. Actually, I'm going to put my own bet in. You guys can go ahead in the comment section and bet and see who's going to win. I'm going to say the Halloween faction. I think these candle guys are going to do some serious work. I think the Halloween faction is going to win. Comment down below and let me know what you think. Here we go. The first fight, Halloween faction versus the tribal faction in 3, 2, 1, go. Full speed. Fire arrows. Oh, those catapult pumpkins did work. Oh my god. Over here, we have the tribal warriors doing a whole lot of damage. Chieftains getting in and smacking things, but the candle units are causing these units to get knocked back and fly away. The mammoth is in on the Reaper. My money's on the Reaper, guys. This Reaper is going to completely crush the mammoth. You can see the Reaper is carrying all these units, and the mammoth got knocked aside like it was nothing. Vampires killed all these units. Candle units moving in on each side. Guys, the tribal faction wasn't even close. Look how many units are still alive. A bunch of candle units. All of these archers here in the back. A bunch of mine swords. The Reaper is still alive. The tribal faction, equal points value, did not remotely stand a chance. So for this map, we're going to adjust the location of the line to give us a bit more real estate to make units here. We're going to put the Reaper faction, the spooky faction, over on this side. Sword casters like that. We're going to have some pumpkin catapults, 2 pumpkin catapults, some vampires, and then we're going to have some candleheads, and then we're going to have some archers, and then rows of skeleton warriors. 14,000 points. We can do that. Now, the next faction is going to be the farmer faction, who's going to have a scarecrow in the back. Some wheelbarrow units. I'm actually going to put the wheelbarrow units in the front because they're going to charge in first. That's kind of how they're built. And then we're going to have halflings, just, you know, poor little halflings. You guys, we're very familiar with how strong they are, which the answer is they're not. Farmers. Hay balers in front of those. Almost forget about these guys all the time. Hay balers behind those. Harvesters. These are going to make a bunch. Yeah, I can't put too many of these harvesters down because there's a lot of points there. Potion sellers like that. And then the harvesters back there. A slight point difference. Add a hobbit. Add a hobbit. Add a hobbit. Boom! 14,080 versus 14,080. Who do you guys think is going to win? I'm going to vote for the Halloween faction again. I don't know. I just don't think the little units are nearly as strong as the Halloween's little units. We know the skeletons die very quickly, but these archers, and especially these candle guys, they're so powerful. I think the Halloween units are going to win in 3, 2, 1, go. Full speed. In come these guys. I knew those guys would go right through there. Oh, the potion sellers. I forgot about them. In go the hobbits. In go the hay balers. In go the farmers. And in come the harvesters. Now, in the back, there's a lot of archers still alive. Though there's one wheelbarrow unit just bowing through people until the Reaper found you. The Reaper kind of ruined you. Back on the front lines, the farmer faction is actually advancing on the ranged units, as you can see, though they're being affected by their own potion sellers, which is a little bit awkward. The Reaper is in. The Reaper's right there. That big slash attack just killed so many units. In the back, there's not enough left, guys. Not enough left. The farmer faction is not strong enough. Look at how many Halloween spooky units are still alive. The Reaper is going to kill people down here. There's a random potion seller just kind of chilling here. Hey, little potion seller. Ah, Reaper picked him up and kind of pulled him out of the crowd. Yeah. Halloween faction is way too good. As I'm setting up this fight, I hope you guys are enjoying your Halloween. It's my favorite time of the year. I love Halloween. Like, I'm always addicted to this awesome holiday. Skeleton archers and then skeleton warriors. 15,320 points. Now we're going to do the medieval faction with His Royal Majesty, the King, who we will give a handful of healers to, right? Catapults. We finally have a catapult to get involved in the fight. Now we're getting some stuff going on here. Knights. I love knights. Healers behind the knights. Squires in the front. Now this might be a bit more even because we do have archers and catapults involved. And then we'll have a couple bards back here because, we could have bards. Here we go, the Halloween faction versus His Royal Majesty's army with the king in the back and catapults to hopefully make the fight a little bit more interesting in 3, 2, 1. Go. Squires going in. Archers taking their shots. Hey, they did some damage over here. Not too shabby, guys. Knights moving in amongst the archers, and the catapults kind of bomb their own team. They kind of bomb their own team. Not a good time. Vampires are in. In come the knights. These guys should deal some significant damage, but the Candleheads, these candle guys in the back are doing so much work, and they're just knocking units back further and further. But the shields, the knight shields, are blocking the candle attacks. Oh, the Reaper says sup. Royal Majesty versus the Reaper. His Royal Majesty versus the Reaper. The Reaper is dead. The Reaper's dead. Oh my God, guys, can they do it? Can the knights defeat the Halloween faction? The pumpkin catapults have launched in, dealing all sorts of damage, but the healers supporting His Royal Highness are coming in. Oh, catapults. They did not kill the king. The king continues to get healed. Accidentally smacked his own friend, his own unit. That's okay. Guys, the Halloween faction is about to lose to His Royal Majesty. Next up, we have the ancient faction. Shield bearers in the front, guys. Cerisa's behind those. Hoplites behind those. Snake archers will probably prove a little bit interesting in this fight. Ballistas. 3 ballistas. Couple minotaurs and Zeus. Now we have too many units here. Boom. 20 points different. 15,900 points. We have Zeus. We have minotaurs, ballistas, and a whole bunch of units versus the Halloween faction in 3, 2, 1, go. Now, I think, yep, here come the pumpkin catapults. I think these are going to deal some serious damage here in the front lines. Boom, just like that. Minotaur got wrecked, and then they bounce. Oh my God, half the snake archers got wrecked. The ballista got destroyed. The Zeus took damage. Those catapults deal so much damage. Zeus in, hitting the candlestick units, actually able to kill the candlestick units. Wow. Oh, this is just Zeus-less, guys. The Reaper is coming for... Yeah, that wasn't close. That wasn't close. The catapults, the pumpkin catapults did serious work to the lines of those enemies. We're going to escalate the fight going to 24,520 points. We're going to really bring this up as we go to the Viking faction. Now, the Vikings have a Jarl, but is he really the leader? Not quite. But they do have a whole lot of these really cool long ships. I'm actually going to put the long ships towards the front, because I want them to get in on the action very quickly. Behind them, we're going to have a whole bunch of Valkyries. The flying of the Valkyries is going to provide a different kind of enemy for our hallowed units. Berserkers, easily one of my favorite units of all time. I love the fact that they can leap into combat and deal a significant amount of damage. Brawlers in the front. Actually, we're getting to the point where I've got almost too many units going on. Ice archers are very good units, and we're going to put a bunch of those down. Ice archers like crazy. There we go, 20 points difference. The Vikings versus the Halloween faction in 3, 2, 1. Go. Here we go. Long ships going in. Here comes the pumpkin catapult. How much damage is that going to do? They're going to hit their own people as well as the enemies. Now, the flying faction. I'm hoping to see the Valkyries get in, but the mind swords are dealing significant damage to the Valkyries. They're really not getting in there like I thought they would. Halloween faction doing really good. The mind swords are alive. Though, look, there's a whole boatload of Vikings alive up here. Apparently, all the enemies died over on this side. Valkyries are still alive, but this Reaper is reaping, carrying all these poor Viking units. Look at these poor Viking units carried by the Reaper. That is so cool. Valkyrie moves in, got killed by the Reaper. Can the Reaper do it? I think he is. There is a handful of Viking units here on the outside, but there's so many mind swords left. None of them are able to get close to them. The Halloween faction has a significant melee advantage. They have so many good ranged units, they're just so powerful. Next up, we have the Dynasty faction. So Monkey King goes in the back. A couple of Huachas, these should deal some significant damage. A couple of dragons back here, and then ninjas, and then monks, fireworks archers, and then some samurai in the front. Now, we have too many points over here, so I'm going to knock out a couple monks, knock out a couple ninjas. Very close now. Knock out a couple archers, knock out one more archer, knock out a samurai. Boom. 10 points different. 13,230. The Dynasty faction versus the Halloween faction. In come the Huachas. Aiming for the candle guys, not getting close enough. The dragons are moving in. Check that out. Breathing fire on the candle units. The candle units causing action. The mind swords moving in. The Reaper's coming in. Monkey King in on. Oh, the Huachas didn't work. Those Huachas did some insane work. Monkey King destroying the catapults. Reaper still alive. Picking up all these units. Monkey King still alive. Huachas. A couple fireworks archers. Is it just the Reaper? Is it some fireworks archers versus the Reaper? Are the Huachas still alive? Yes, they are. Well, there's one Huacha alive. This one's done. Guys, can this Huacha kill the Reaper in time? It's getting close. No, the Reaper wins. Our next faction is going to be the Renaissance faction with painters. I guess we'll put some painters in the front. This kind of seems a bit weird. Just toss some painters down. Now, the fencers, those are way better. Get the fencers going. They're going to deal some damage. Balloon archers. Interesting concept. Maybe they can cause some crowd control. Musketeers. These guys will do work. Musketeers. Halberd units. I'm going to put them towards the front because they're melee units and they really want to get involved. So melee units towards the front. Jousters. I should have thought about making room for these guys. Jouster. Put one there. Can I squeeze a Jouster in over here? Jouster right there. And then the Da Vinci tank in the back. Now, we have way too many units going on over here in this faction. So we're going to get rid of some of the muskets. Boom. 21,300 for each side. Melee units, jousters, a lot of ranged units, and then the Da Vinci tank in the back. This guy, when he meets the Reaper, that should be fascinating. In 3, 2, 1, go. Full speed. Jousters moving in. There's a lot of water involved. The Jouster ran over a whole bunch of the candle guys and then fell. The balloon archer shot the candles into the sky. That is so awesome. Halberds. Oh no, the mind swords are doing some work, and here comes the Reaper right up the middle. Where's the Da Vinci tank? Stuck on a pumpkin. The Da Vinci tank is stuck on a pumpkin. Can I move the tank? Can I fix the tank? Can I get the tank down this hill? Come on, tank! Get down the hill, please! There, tank's down the hill, doing his job. Spin to win. Nope, the tank got destroyed by the Reaper. Not enough, guys. It's not enough. Now, it was a little unfortunate the tank did get stuck, but in the end, there's still a whole lot of the Halloween faction still alive. Musketeers, can they shoot the Reaper in time? Oh! Oh! Musketeer with the Reaper shot. Can these guys kill the catapults? Who's left? There's a couple of archers. Oh my goodness. The Musketeers killed this one archer. Can they kill the catapult? Is it this catapult? Is this the one? Is this the last unit? Oh, I hear something over here. No, the catapult. I missed. I was distracted by the sound. The catapult shot our 2 Musketeers, winning. Halloween 1. Now we're going to do the pirate faction, and they have a boatload of ranged units, and I think the ranged units are going to make a significant difference in this fight. Bomb throwers, boom, like that. Harpooners should be a little bit interesting. Cannons, 3 cannons. Pirate captains. I'm trying to get the points even, and the pirate queen in the back. Wow, 350 point difference. If I just drop maybe a bomb thrower, we're 100 points different, and I drop 1 flintlock, boom, 18,400 points. Halloween versus the most recent faction, the pirate faction. I don't know how well the cannons, actually, all these guys have range attacks, and there's people in front of people. I don't know how well it's going to go. We're going to find out in 3, 2, 1, go. Flintlocks go in, shoot a bunch of those guys dead. Vampires are in. Catapults did some work with the pumpkins. Now there's captains moving in. Cannons are shooting their own teammates. There's a lot of friendly fire going on here, guys. Harpoons are pulling in enemy units. The pirate queen is moving in on the Reaper, and the Reaper wrecked the pirate queen. No, she's still alive. Look how many swords are in the pirate queen's chest. Are you kidding me? Reaper's dead. Pirate queen's alive. Cannon's alive. There's a harpooner and a bomb thrower still alive. Can the pirate queen get to these ranged units before she finally succumbs to all of her injuries? Harpooner just dragged that dude halfway across the map. That was sick. Come on, Her Majesty, the Queen of Pirates. Get in on this catapult. There's actually a pirate captain. She's done. Pirate captain. The pirates did it. Let's go. Pirates did it.